Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing my review for Dragon Ball Super Episode 102. And I'm not gonna lie, the entirety of this episode, it felt like Sailor Moon crossed over with fucking Sailor Moon crossed over with Dragon Ball Z in this episode. Like, just those, just the three main fighters of Universe Two in this one. I think it was Universe Two. Yeah. Like just their transformations, just their mannerisms, just everything about them. It felt Sailor Moon. Like I felt like I was watching a crossover. A good chunk of the time, I felt like I was watching a crossover between Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z. And the scary thing is, it was actually kind of amazing. Like I enjoyed the fuck out of this episode simply because of just how fucking insane this whole these three fighters are like just as both comic relief and action and like and fighters in general, like just for the comic relief of it, just and I was laughing my ass off, and I was cheering at them the whole time, like really, um, and I love how I like in the beginnings of this episode, I do like how after Android 17 confronted them and attacked the girls, after 17 attacked them, they basically stormed up to when we were talking about how every part of their transformation has meaning. And the funny thing is, like, I feel that that's sort of Dragon Ball's way of acknowledging their acknowledging like that they do put a lot of emphasis on these transformations and posing, like especially fucking I especially got that after. I mean, if the fact that Topo had to jump in and even comment on his posing, like yeah, I think they're just kind of showing how self aware they are of all this shit, and yeah, it's like, and I think they're even kind of I don't know if this is precisely what they're doing, but I think they're even kind of breaking the fourth wall with some of the stuff they were talking about in the beginning. Um, Now, as far as other stuff in this, like, of course, I guess the main thing we need to focus on, though, is Android 17. Android 17 in this episode was just fucking amazing. Like, just, even when Android 17 was getting beaten down, I still thought it was fucking amazing because he was going toe to toe with with I think it was that Beast Girl or something like that, and with that Beast Girl, and he was using strategy, he was using his brains, and he was using his just overall skill just in order to just in order to beat these girls down, and I was just fucking loving every minute of Android 17 on this in this episode, and I think that is one thing I think this whole Tournament of Power is doing. Soul Tournament of Power arc is doing right now is that it is giving spotlight on a lot of these on a lot of it is making sure to give spotlight on a lot of the on all of the team members of Universe 7, almost to the point where we actually where we actually do end up giving a fuck when of course when they end up getting defeated. Like I'm honestly gonna be like, honestly, after this display, after this display of power from Android 17, I will honestly be surprised if I will honestly be shocked, surprised, and just what the fuck was that? If he ends up getting knocked out of the tournament. Now, I think now if it was someone like like one of the Pride Troopers who went, like one of the remaining Pride Troopers, like either if it was Topo or Jiren who knocked him out, I'd be okay with that, I guess, but because it would show that at least those guys are still powerful. But yeah, if he gets knocked, if Android 17 gets knocked up by some crust fuck who I barely even know, then I'm gonna be pit. I'm gonna question it a little bit for sure. After this, if after this display, if Android 17 is gonna get knocked out, it has to be someone strong. Like it can't be a crossfuck. That's basically what I'm saying here. Like yeah, um, and And the thing, and yeah, but yeah, just seeing the display of power that Android 17 has was incredible. But actually, like, this does make me question a few things about Android 17, or I guess Android 17 and 18 in particular, because if this is the kind of power he has, I kind of question how he got this strong. Because, like, the only thing I can assume is that they're playing on the whole limitless energy aspect that Dr. Zero designed into both Android 17 and Android 18. That maybe because they have limitless energy or something like that, maybe with the proper training they can increase their output of power or something like that. And like, okay, honestly, if that's the case, then honestly, if that is the case, then that actually does a couple says a couple things to me. A, it actually says that there is a lot of potential for a lot of potential of an increase in power for in fact Android 18. Like, if this is how powerful Android 17 has gone through, I guess, training. Just imagine how powerful Android 18 could get with just the proper training. Like, both of them would be fucking insanely powerful at this point. But now, and now, and the other thing is, well, I know this is going to be a very controversial subject, but it makes me wonder, like, if Android 17 is this powerful, it almost makes me glad that he's actually on the good side, because if he was this powerful I'm not saying right now, but if he was this powerful at the time of that the Android and Cell were there, then I think he could have killed both, he could have taken out Cell and even Goku. Like, I'm talking about at that time. I'm not talking now. I'm pretty sure that they're more than likely on equal footing now. But with this increase in power from what we say of Android 17, I think they are kind of pretty. I think him and Goku are equal in power now, maybe, or Android 17 is at least close to being equal in power to Goku. But I think but back then, if he had this kind of power, I think he could have taken Goku out easily, as well as Cell, honestly. So, yeah, that's actually kind of insane to really think about, to be honest with you. And I guess the only other thing, and of course, I have to address the literal elephant in the room. Universe 10, Raymoosh. You know, at this point, I'm gonna assume at this point the Universe 10 is just gonna get themselves dusted, waxed, whatever the hell you want to call it, because and their universe is gonna get erased. Because honestly, their fighters are getting tossed aside like nobody's business. Like, seriously, Raymoosh, what the ever loving fuck? You literally brought these guys on in order to be comic relief, didn't you? There was no like Raymoosh and Toei. You guys literally brought these characters in order to be comic relief, didn't you? There was really no other fucking purpose for them to be there. So, in that essence, they are going to get fucking dusted. Like, seriously, what are you? Like, seriously, Universe 10 brought us one of the greatest fucking one of the top 10 at least villains in the Dragon Ball universe. Goku Black and Zamasu. I'd argue maybe Goku Black a lot more than Zamasu, actually. But besides the point, like, how could a universe that spawned those particular two fighters be so fucking weak? It's insane. Yeah, I'm really starting to question that they are going to be one of the Universe 10 is going to get themselves dusted, and like, Ramush, what the fuck did you do, bro? Ramush Toei, what the fuck did you do? Seriously. Ugh. It really just boggles my mind. But at the very least, I can say that Android 17 was the one who ended up at the very least, at least the episode made up for it with the Android 17 stuff. Like, again, that I've already said my piece on that shit was nothing but fucking hype, like, really, and nothing but fucking hype. And of course, like I said before, this whole fucking episode was just fucking hilarious for just the simple, like, taking out the Universe 10 shit. the rest of the episode was just fucking hilarious because I just got so many fucking Sailor Moon. Just got so many fucking all these Sailor Moon, like all these vibes of Sailor Moon and whatnot in my head, and it's like, yeah, Universe 2, they're powerful. Don't get me wrong, but it's just it's freaking ridiculous, and I guess that is, like, considering that Toriyama is one of the is the one who writes the drafts for these. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like his idea of like gags and whatnot. So hey, it's Toriyama. You can't question it. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much my review of this episode. Again, great episode, and actually, one thing I did feel, one thing one thing that is interesting about, one thing I did, one last final thing I did want to note actually is that in this episode we do see that big pudgy, the big pudgy alien going up against Vegeta in this episode, and which of course coincides with basically how the intro plays out, how the universe tournament intro plays out, but it was very brief, and it was a very brief brawl, and I hope, honestly, like that fight actually did prove quite promising, and I hope there is going to be more to that fight, because like I really, because the way it was set up for next episode, it looks like Android 17 and her are going up against each other, but I really hope that Vegeta is going to step in, because from the intro it says that Vegeta is going to fight her. So I really want Vegeta in order to have his spot. Like I don't want anyone taking that away from him. Like if Vegeta gets his spotlight taken away from him, I'm gonna be mad about that too. So like I really want just Vegeta to have his fucking. I really want Vegeta in order to step in and step in front of Android 17's fight with the Pudgy alien, and fight them and continue the fight, because yeah, I really want Vegeta to have his moment again, and I think there is still promise. I think there is still promising fight there. So yeah, but that's my review, guys. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.